should know who have a stun gun.
Right. Yeah.
And they should know who doesn't
No,
have one.
I
Because
agree.
what if you have people like, let's say for instance,
But a pepper
I
spray
have I
though.
have a pepper spray or a stun gun, right?
Yeah.
And now I go home and I just give it to my brother that is just stupid, or he just know that I have it, and he's going out there and shocking.
But
No.
but listen,
Look, no.
Because his dumbass feelings against it. And
go and stun
he don't have a gun.
Look.
And he's going out there stunning people for no reason.
No,
We should know who
who
have it.
Okay, yeah, a stun gun. You might want to get some type of
right, but pepper spray,
regulation.
bro.
Pepper spray though.
Yeah.
Like, look at the other thing, right? At Jamaica, you can get a lass. You can get
a knife,
you can get a ratchet.
which is as deadly
That's
as a stun.
easier.
Deadly, worse than pepper spray.
But guess
Yeah.
what? A lass, right? I saw a video the other day, right, where two men,
Fighting with machetes.
in the street of
Yeah.
Jamaica, broad daylight, chopping at each other. Like,
It's an exhibition. It's an exhibition.
The two man them start chopping at each other, right? And I could hear the person in the background saying, "Yo, you never have to come to this."
Right.
Right? And it goes to this other
Bad man culture, though.
It
Yeah.
goes to this issue that we have as Jamaicans, right? We do not know how to think critically, have critical think.
And have conflict resolution.
We don't have
Yeah.
we have this culture, this culture, right? Where a man diss me,
Me
a man
bust him
said
up.
this
I
to
murder
me,
him.
I want to do something to him, right?
Murder him. Topic again. We on a series about Jamaica and the violence in Jamaica and solutions. You know, we're not just pointing out the problems, but we kind of looking at solutions. So J Star, the host, go ahead.
Hey guys, good night again, and thanks for being here. And I want to say thanks to all our subscribers and everyone that's been following us and tuning in on the radio and so on, and been downloading the app and going to the website and supporting us. Thanks, guys, and definitely continue, guys, to share, like, and
Support the channel.
Support the channel. Even leave a comment in the section, on like topics that you guys would like us to touch on, and let us know what you feel based on the conversation that we have and our opinion. But definitely, I have a question I want to ask, just to get you guys' opinion. Do you feel like the FLA is corrupt? Do you feel like they're not running? They're not putting things together properly, or like basically like a structure to make sure that things are running in Jamaica the way it should be running.
In terms of firearms.
Fire-
In terms of
Yeah.
in terms of firearms.
Well, it's the FLA, right? FLA is one of the useless organization in Jamaica, in my opinion. You
Yeah.
understand? Because FLA, they're very corrupt, and there's a reason for FLA to be corrupt, right? It's because of the strict firearm law that Jamaica have, where you have to go and get this long list of requirements. You understand? You have to get this long list of requirements just to get a firearm.
Right.
Basically, you have to go and get recommendation from member of parliament. You have to get recommendation from a lawyer, a doctor. You have to show the reason why you want to protect yourself. All of this stuff. You understand?
So
And
how do I
it's
get
a
in-
very long list.
So how do I get in touch with members of parliament in order to get that recommendation? And how they
They-
more recommend me and they don't know me?
All right, this is the thing. So, with all of these requirements that they're making, right, it makes owning a legal firearm in Jamaica for
Difficult.
elite people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even a requirement for you to dress a certain way. You can't wear sandals going to FLA building, or else FLA kick you
Which
out.
is foolishness, mate. What sounds have to do with me getting a gun?
Yeah, and you have to pay fees every month. You have to pay a high fee every year for your gun. I don't mind, like, you're paying a fee, or you have to inspect your gun or whatever every year. But all of this stuff are deterrent for poor people, right? People, average Jamaicans, to go and defend themselves. You understand? You have to say you have to have income. What if I don't have an income?
Right.
And I want to own a firearm and I want to protect myself? What if I'm a farmer?
Right.
I want to protect my crops.
Right.
Because farmers in Jamaica are victims of previous larceny.
Right.
A lot of previous larceny, right?
Right.
So the FLA is basically telling me that my life is not important,
Right.
Because I'm not linking with the right amount of people. And when I was doing research about the FLA, one of the guys said, listen, if you want to get a firearm from FLA, or a license from FLA, make sure say you do all of the requirement them and bring your link.
Yeah.
Make
Wow.
sure so you have a link.
So that's basically corruptment.
Yeah, it's basic corruptment. FLA is one of the most corrupt agencies in Jamaica.
So I don't know what the Jamaican Constitution, and I'm definitely gonna look at it, and in subsequent broadcasts I probably talk about it, because the Constitution of America say you have the right to bear arms, which I think Jamaica kind of mirrors that in terms of what, but you have the right to bear arms. So for example, here,
Well, not at this moment.
Jamaica
Jamaica is
don't.
not at this moment.
is
they're
it
not-
a right
No,
or
it's
a
not a
privilege?
right.
It's
It's
a
a
privilege.
privilege.
It's
So
okay.
this is the thing.
So that's
right?
the problem.
So this is the thing. Cause remember where Jamaica get its system from. It's
From the UK.
From the UK.
Right.
England, you can't have a gun over there.
Right.
Right. And over there, they don't have guns over there. You most likely have stabbings.
Right.
You have more stabbing and stuff. In Jamaica now, right? Again, remember I was talking about at the last program where the politicians can't think on their feet, right?
Right.
Jamaicans are like, oh, England is a nation where they don't give firearms to their citizen, right? And they have low crime rate. So they're trying to apply what's the UK law to Jamaica. Why can't we as Jamaicans come up with our own law?
So
For example, wait, let me finish. Why can't we say, well, listen, we have a problem here, right? We are the most murderous nation in the
world.
We're in the world. Last year it was 2020. Jamaica had 1,300 murder, right? 1,300 murder. 1,300 Jamaicans
Out
get
of
dash
three
rate.
something million people.
But 3 million people,
People, right,
population of 3 million,
that's
right?
crazy.
Based on the population.
Based on the
Right,
population,
right.
right? 1,300 Jamaicans die, right? We have a problem, right? We have an epidemic in our nation,
Yeah.
right? Why can't we say, yo, you know what? We're gonna let the citizens be able to police themselves in a way. Law-abiding citizens. I'm not talking about people that's not stable, not stable mentally. Law-abiding citizens, right? Able to defend themselves. Farmers. I'm very big on farmers defending themselves, like from previous larceny, especially because look at America.
Right.
America's farmers are able to own a gun,
Right.
even though because owning a gun
It's a right.
Is a right.
It's a right.
In Jamaica, it's a privilege. I'm not saying that firearms should be like a right in Jamaica. I think the government needs to loosen up certain things and let it so that law-abiding Jamaicans can get a firearm, right? And make sure so they go through a process where they're trained to handle that firearm correctly, and they get psychiatric evaluation before they can get the firearm.
So here my thing about it. Jamaica has a problem, and the problem I see Jamaica is Jamaica confused. Jamaica is very confused. And I'll tell you why I say Jamaica confused. Jamaica don't know if they want to follow the British system or they want to follow American system. If you look at Jamaica, and there's a lot of laws and a lot of things that's set up and that's based up off the US system. A lot of things they try to adapt from the US. But yet still you want to run the British system. It can't work.
So listen, this is the thing what you're talking about, right? The reason why Jamaica is like that is because Jamaica has influence from the IMF.
I understand that.
Jamaica system is designed to follow the UK system. Yes, and that's a part of our constitution. Our constitution is written by the man in England.
Right.
Jamaicans didn't write the constitution.
Right.
When Jamaica got independence, Norman Manley and Bustamante, right? Basically said, all right, this is what we're gonna do, and they took it to England, right? Westminster reviewed it, and they said, oh yeah, this can be your constitution. Let's follow what we have. Okay.
Right.
And
No.
that's it.
But the problem is that 21st century Jamaica, today Jamaica, because here's the point. This is where the government in Jamaica have to step up. Owning a firearm in Jamaica, right? I believe in. I'm not a lover of guns. I don't like guns at all. But owning a firearm, because that's the problem. If it's a privilege, just like a driver's license in America is a privilege, not a right. So the government has the right to say whether you can have or not have a driver's license. However, in America, owning a firearm, it's a right. You have the right to bear arms. So Jamaican government have to change that whole idea of saying Jamaica, it's a privilege for you to own a firearm and make it a right for Jamaicans to own a firearm. Because here's the point. If you have law-abiding citizens, like if I want to get a gun here, a couple of years ago, I went to get it. But again, I'm not a lover of gun. That's why I changed my mind. All I needed to show was, one, that I was a citizen of the U.S. Two, I had to do a background check. Basically, I paid for a background check. And for them to check my background and see that I have no criminal records, I don't have no violent anything in my background, and boom, that's not even a psychiatric evaluation. Boom, I can have a gun, right? Is it the best way to do it? I don't know. But I say because of what's going on and the amount of gun in Jamaica, you can't make having a gun a privilege with the amount of gun that's in Jamaica. No, law-abiding citizens have to have the right to own weapons to protect themselves.
Well, definitely.
So what you're saying, you're advocating for Jamaicans to have the right.
To have the right.
Okay.
And then if you choose...
I would go to that extent as well, yeah?
Right. No, listen. I don't like a gun. So if I don't want to have a gun, I don't have a gun. That's my prerogative. But you should, as a Jamaican, given, if the government want to say, well, it's a privilege, then the government have to do so much more work to get rid of the guns that's in Jamaica. No,
I don't think it should be a privilege, honestly.
It should be a right.
I think it should be a right.
Okay.
It should be a right.
Overall, right? Based on the amount of guns that is in Jamaica,
yeah.
It feels like everyone already have a gun.
Exactly.
Right?
And you could get one if you want
you
one.
can get one if you want to,
Right.
because it's that easy,
It's easy,
right?
right.
Question is, right? Do you feel like giving that right to Jamaicans and law-abiding citizens in Jamaica, right? Do you feel that will lower the crime rate, or would it or it will rise? Because we don't know who's gonna do what. We don't know the mind of anyone.
Right.
So my take on this, right? It will be a deterrent to criminals, right? Because
They'll think twice.
Criminals will think twice
Before they jump on
before a
somebody.
criminal commit a crime, right? Before they think about robbing somebody, breaking into somebody's house, they observe. They do surveillance, right? They do surveillance and they say, you know what? I'll check and see if this a person have this and that. If they're like thinking in the back of their head, you know what? There's a high chance that this person has a gun in their house. When I walk into the house to rape somebody, to walk in the house to steal something from somebody, to kill somebody, a shotgun is there waiting on me.
Right.
It's a high chance they think twice. So that would become more of a deterrent for people to commit crimes.
But you know what? I don't know if I agree with that statement, only because recently I saw a video somebody sent me from Jamaica of an artist. I forgot what the name of the artist was. His bodyguard was sitting in a car and somebody shot his head out and stole his gun. And a lot of people in Jamaica know. I know that for a fact because I have a couple of friends down there that has their license gun and they really hide it. Nobody know that they have it.
Right.
Because if somebody know they hide it, they'll set up and try come kill you to take it.
Okay, yeah, that's the thing. So it comes with about learning how to defend yourself, right?
Right.
As a licensed firearm holder, right? You should always be alert, especially in Jamaica.
Right.
You should
right.
always be alert. And
Whether
one
you have
thing-
firearm or not, you have to be alert in Jamaica.
Yeah, you have to be alert,
Yeah.
right? And another thing, right? Don't show your firearm to anybody. I know
Right.
Jamaicans they glorify gun.
Bossy.
Yes, and Jamaicans love to glorify their gun and they
Right.
say, yo, me have my gun because gun make them feel power. And all of that is just a bravado. They're hiding behind something. They're just like, okay, I have a gun. And they're hiding their true character.
Right.
And that's not because of a gun.
But you see, okay, so in terms of law-abiding citizens in Jamaica actually owning a gun, right? Like you said before, they should go through some type of training.
Yes.
And there should be some rules and regulations in terms of,
Right.
like here in America, right? It's like there's certain, like if you have a gun, like you have to have like the clip inside of like the
Right.
trunk,
You have to take. You
or
can't.
you
Right.
or you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I think there should be some rules there. And if you ever get caught showing your gun in
You
public,
can lose your license.
and there's people out there, other people out there that actually own you responsible for not showing your gun.
Right.
It has to be locked up. You have
Right.
to. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like the rules that they actually have and certain things that they have to follow. I feel like the more rules, I think is better, because then the more people feel the freedom to actually show their gun,
Right.
or is being around the kids, and when they're home, it's not in a safe place,
Right.
right? Because you have to still think about kids that are suicidal.
Right.
You still have to think about these things,
You
and there's a lot of things, a lot of issues in terms of that, in terms of kids feeling neglected, like especially with not having a father there,
Yeah.
knowing in her community how that is.
Yeah.
These things can trigger kids to want to
I
kill
agree.
themselves. So
I agree with that, and I agree with that. You understand? I agree with that statement. But at the same time, with what's going on in Jamaica, there needs to be some type of countermeasure
Right.
to fighting crime.
Because of what's going on
And
right now.
I'm saying, like, if I'm a law-abiding citizen in Jamaica,
You should have the right to have your gun.
especially, right? And a lot of our audience is from the diaspora, right?
Right.
So, especially if you're in the diaspora and you want to go back home,
Right.
right? you should be able to own a firearm, because
Absolutely.
a lot of people don't go back home because
They're afraid of.
they're afraid. I
Yeah.
understand. I was for a while now. There was a story with a British couple. They went to, they were in England, and then
They
they
went
came
to Jamaica and they got killed.
They got killed.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand? They built their house and everything, and they say they wanted to retire in Jamaica. They
Yeah.
didn't want to retire anywhere else but
Right.
Jamaica, and somebody killed them.
Right.
Yes, I'm not saying like a firearm, right? If
Would
they had
save that,
they
but they'll
save
give a
them.
fighting chance.
Fighting chance. It would
Right,
give them
right.
some type of chance
Right.
to help themselves. You understand?
Right.
It just having a firearm where you know so you can protect yourself, right? Jamaica have some of the most like stupid laws when it comes down to protecting yourself. For example, pepper sprays, right? You need a license for a pepper spray,
Which
right?
is BS. Which is BS.
A female, Jamaica has a very high rate of females getting taken away,
Right.
right? And females should have the right to use a pepper spray. Because pepper spray is not gonna kill a man.
Yeah, yeah.
To be honest,
A
pepper
stun
spray-
gun. A stun gun. You should have the right to
exactly.
own a stun gun.
All right, a stun gun even. You should
Yeah.
have the right to
Yeah,
own that.
I
That's
agree.
illegal in Jamaica. However, they say, oh, it is legal to own it. They said it's legal. It's not illegal and it's legal. However, you need a license, and guess what? It's not available in the country, because whenever you post to import, like say,
You need a license to bring it into the country.
Yeah, and you go to customs that tell you all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But I honestly feel like you need a, like they should know who have a stun gun.
Right, right. Yeah.
And they should know who doesn't have
no,
one.
I
Because
agree.
what if you have people like, let's say for instance,
But a pepper
I
spray, though.
have a pepper spray or a stun gun, right?
Yeah.
And now I go home and I just give it to my brother that is just stupid, or he just know that I have it, and he's going out there and shocking.
but
No.
but listen.
Look, no.
Because his dumbass feelings against it.
Go and stun
He don't have a gun.
Look.
And he's going out there stunning people for no reason.
No,
We should know who
Who
have it.
Okay, yeah, a stun gun, you might want to get some type of
Right, but pepper spray,
regulation.
bro.
Pepper spray, though.
Yeah.
Like, look at the other thing, right? At Jamaica, you can get a lass. You can get
a knife,
you can get a ratchet.
which is as deadly
That's
as a stun.
easier.
Deadly, worse than pepper spray.
But guess
Yeah.
what? A lass, right? I saw a video the other day, right, where two men,
Fighting with machetes.
in the street of
Yeah.
Jamaica, broad daylight, chopping at each other. Like,
It's an exhibition. It's an exhibition.
The two man them start chopping at each other, right? And I could hear the person in the background saying, "Yo, you never have to come to this."
All right.
Right? And it goes to this other
Bad man
it's-
culture, though.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
goes to this issue that we have as Jamaicans, right? We do not know how to think critically, have critical think.
And have conflict resolution.
We don't have
Yeah.
We have this culture, this culture, right? Where a man diss me,
Yeah,
a man
boss him
said
up.
this
Yeah,
to
murder
me.
him.
I want to
Yeah.
do something to him, right?
Murder him.
And that starts with the education system. We need to do a talk about that in depth. But that goes to the education system of how people resolve problems, right? But going back to the gun stuff, right? We need a way to deter crime, and one of the ways, I'm not saying gun not gonna solve the problem, and I'm
Right.
not saying that.
Right,
That's,
right.
that's a tool.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
a tool that you can use
Right.
to solve the problem
To help
To
solve-
help. It's
right.
it's a tool
Right.
because you need legislation. Everything go hand in hand, you know.
Right.
You need the legislation.
Right.
You need a good working politician.
Yes.
Right. You need the people on your side. Right. Once you have the people,
You have everything.
you have everything.
Right.
A gun, right? The gun is just a part of it. Cause
Right.
look, Jamaica have a lot of guns. Look at because they have this trade that's going on down there, which is the
The herb
gu-
for gun trade.
herb for gun
Yeah,
trade
that's-
with Haiti.
Yeah.
Right? Haiti, look, tell me this, right? This is, and it goes back to this thing of culture and mindset, right?
Right.
Haiti have all of these guns, right?
Right, but yet still have less murder
They
than
have
Jamaica.
less murder than Jamaica.
Right. Right.
Jamaicans are more likely to kill each other
Right. But
than people in Haiti with more guns
but
than Jamaica.
if you look at the whole gun thing, the whole gun culture in Jamaica, it's kind of new to Jamaicans. Say, for example, the late 90s, because in the early 90s I was in Jamaica, but the late 90s, right? And 2000 and stuff like that, you have these young kids that get engulfed. Because like when we are pitting, we play a gun war, go shoot, but we make board gun and run around, beep, 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 beep,
Yeah, I
beep,
remember,
you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. What's actually happening now is that these kids are playing those gun wars, but not with the board gun,
With real guns.
with real guns, and it's like a joke. It's like a joke to them. So here's my point with it. I am definitely against gun completely. However, I believe that law-abiding Jamaica should have the right to bear arms, right? I believe that if the government is serious about protecting its citizens, you can't tell me, say, me, I'm a little daughter, right? My little daughter, a 15, 16-year-old, right? She going to school, having all of these petty files where over and over, every week, every month, every 2 months, you're hearing about these little kids getting drawn away and killed. You're going to tell me I can't get a pepper spray to put in on my daughter and to say to my daughter, say, look here, you see, if somebody approach you and they try to take you and grab you, keep this in there and then they take you and grab it. Spray it, because as long as it's catching in air, whatever, it can't do nothing, run gone.
Yeah, but
just give you a fighting
alright,
chance.
You had this
Definitely.
you had this incident in Montego Bay a while back. I think it was last year it happened, where a girl was coming home from school and she was at the bus stop, and a bus of criminals, I understand, come up to her, and I said, yo, come in out the car, and the girl like walk, and the father come.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Right,
Yeah.
the father come and see it. So the father come and approach them, and
They
the man
kill-
them shoot,
they kill
shoot
the
the father
father.
in the head.
Yeah. Like so
people-
it's
look, that to me is so, I'm so appalled by that, because I'm so angry.
But
But I'm angry because, right, nothing came out of it.
Right.
Like, we're not even talking about
yeah,
it.
yeah, we don't even hear about it.
You don't hear Jamaicans talking
who did
about it.
We don't even know who did it.
We don't even know who did it.
Right.
We don't, we
Those
don't
guys
follow
never
up.
got caught. You know what I'm saying?
understand? And I'm saying, like, a father like that, right, should have the right
To have a
right,
he
to have a gun where he can defend
Because if he
himself,
had a gun,
defend
he
his
probably would have
family.
been live, and his daughter would have been live.
Yeah,
and if his daughter even had a pepper spray,
Like-
she probably could have helped her
And
father.
the thing is that, see, the thing with Jamaicans, we don't humanize the victims of
Yeah.
crime. You
Yeah.
understand? We do not.
Mhm.
You understand? We need to start humanizing these victims, because, and the thing is that with Jamaicans, we are not like, we're not so emotional. We're not the emotional people.
Right.
You understand? But for me, hearing that, like, say, yo, somebody got killed trying to defend their daughter, because that wouldn't be me. I don't have kids yet.
Right.
But I know, the way I was raised, I would try to protect my
Right.
daughter.
What is yours? Yes.
Yes,
Right,
I'm gonna
right.
protect my thing. I understand.
Right.
And for me to go there and put myself in harm's way
Right.
and get killed,
And you can't run away and leave your daughter out there. So it's gonna.
and my daughter is still there. I'm
Right, right.
I'm on the ground.
yeah.
But you see, the thing is,
Come on,
right,
man.
and not to really, just to make a point. You tell the difference that the crime in Jamaica and other Caribbean countries, how sick it is, how terrible it is, and how sad it is.
Right.
Because just to give a shout out to DJ Magnum from Guyana
Yeah.
and Muffy from Guyana, which is a DJ / artist, which is Magnum, and a very good artist, which is Muffy.
Mhm.
And even though that they had songs where they was dissing each other and being competitive with each other, right?
Right.
And I seen a video where Magnum came out and he's just like, hey, despite of what, music is music.
It's art.
And it's just, that's where it is. And, sometimes you look at it and when you see, just like Sean just explained, where you see a man and his daughter walking down the street and he's coming in the back, and then he's coming there now to
help his daughter.
and then
He
you
lost
shot
his
him.
life. Yeah.
And then you see these artists, we're in Jamaica, right? And where a lot of people look up to, right? They're not actually coming out on their platform
And saying,
and
yo,
saying
this
it.
was
Exactly.
wrong.
They rather sing
Right,
it.
they
They
say-
rather sing.
Alright.
They rather
Big
sing
up- big
about
up
it
the killy.
in a
Alright.
bad way. And then that's what I'm saying.
Alright.
Like there's other countries or other islands. It shows that they understand the difference between the art
and
actually what's
life.
actually happening.
All right, so this is the
So-
thing, right? A lot of entertainers, them, right? A lot of them, I'm upset with them, right? Because they have this big platform, right? And they come out and talk about, like, they talk about the foolishness and propel the stupidity of Jamaica. They're the catalyst for all this
Right,
stupidity
yes.
that's going
Ignorance.
on. Right? The ignorance, right?
Total, yeah.
And they say, well, this is how I'm trying to bust myself, so I gotta do something stupid, right?
Right.
And then whenever a politician mess up in Jamaica, I'm not saying you shouldn't go at the politicians, I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
but then everybody run down.
But everybody run down on the politicians then. But whenever a criminal, right, the well-known criminal does something, right, them silent.
Yeah. So I listened to this guy on YouTube. He has a channel, Sir P, right? And he said something that is very poignant, and I think that those people who aren't listening to him, is a good idea to subscribe to his channel and listen to him, because I think he brings out some very good point. But here's something that he said that is so powerful. He says, people get up every day and say, the police wicked, the government wicked. I am so afraid of the government. I am so afraid of the police. If the police come in your area and a bad man there and the police shoot a bad man, right? When that police shoot that bad man, everybody, them mother and them sister and even the baby under the bed, I come out demonstrating with everything, right? But when a bad man kills somebody's child, nobody out there demonstrating.
Yeah, it's quiet.
Nobody out there.
It's
this
quiet.
little girl that get taken away, where Jasmine Dean, this little girl that got killed, where is the demonstration for them?
Kanish Jackson.
Yeah, where is the demonstration?
Like
Jamaican people have this whole thing of saying of this fake, him call it fake woke, and this fake woke system where people get up and you say, boy, yo, me angry about this, me angry about that. But the truth of the matter is that, man, you're not angry. You love the culture that you're in, but you're only when a politician, listen, politician with a JLP or PMP, they're gonna screw up. They're gonna make, but if they're making enough policies to help the country, like right now, we're going at Andrew because we feel like he could do more and he could do better. Not that we hate him or anything like that, but we go at him because we feel like being the ruling party, we have to point out what he's doing.
Okay, just to point out something real quick, right? Do you understand that the thing of us being human, right? We more address the things that doesn't really affect our life immediately than the things that affect our life far away. Kind of like if you're the government and you make a change in terms of the gun thing, right? And a gunman in my community now make a change of, yo, listen, anybody that talk, I'm gonna kill them.
Right.
If I only find out that you said something,
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you. So now it becomes this instant reaction to or something will give you time to adjust your way of living, you know, or what you can really stand up against.
Those people are punks. They're cowards. Let me say
that. No, I disagree with you.
Let me tell you why. No.
Disagree.
Let me explain myself. Let me tell you why I say they're punks.
No.
Listen. Let me explain why I call you a punk and a coward. Here's why I call you a punk and a coward. If I am here, right? We here, right? Shawnee be going out shooting people. You going out shooting people, right? And I know that. And Shawnee B go out and kill somebody out there, some other child that I know. And I am so afraid of Shawnee B because, yo, if me go say anything, Shawnee B will kill me, right? But then 2 weeks from now, the police come in and kill Shawnee B. And I'm getting up demonstrating against the police when I know for a fact that he was out there doing the dirt. Well, to me, the people that do that, if you're going to demonstrate against the police, demonstrate against the bad man. If you're not going to demonstrate against the bad man, don't go to go do it.
But then you're right.
You're
what you're saying, it makes sense, but you're not thinking about the person that's actually there, because it's easier for that person. So if Sean is out there killing somebody, right, and Sean live right up from you, Sean can easily come down there and shoot you.
Agreed.
But but listen, the point I'm trying to make is that the police, even though you stand up and demonstrate, the police not gonna come and shoot you.
Agreed.
You understand? So you have to seem like you're a part of. A part of the area.
So I agree and I disagree with him, right? I agree with you in a way where, yeah, you might be scared, right, to do it, but you can leave your community. You can get in a taxi. And you can leave your community, right?
But you can't leave. You can't leave your community.
No. Listen,
you think about the poor people.
Let me talk.
You have to think about the poor people
too.
Let
me talk.
Hold on.
You can leave your community, right? You can seek outside help for turn that person in, right? It's not like if you go up on the phone and say, yo, may I report that person I know immediately, right? You have channels where you can report something to the police anonymously, right? So use those channels, right, to give tips to the police. That's why that's there, right? You have that in Jamaica, right? I think it's like Crime Stop. That's why they have it one, something like that, right? So that's in that case. I agree with you that way, right? Yeah, you're in that situation. You might not know what to do, but you have channels where you can use it. So you use them. You can leave a community, go talk to somebody, or you call Crime Stop. That's what that's there for, right? No, I agree with you in a way, right? Where you say that they are punks, right? Because a lot of these people are protecting criminals and aiding and abetting criminals.
Correct.
You understand? So it's a mixture of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's a mixture of people that like the whole excitement,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a mixture of people that's terrified.
Mm-hmm.
Because look at the case with Perky Boy in St. James,
Right,
right,
right.
in Cambridge, right? Perky Boy, I walk around
With him
St. James
AK,
every night, like him a security guard. I
And
walk
people,
around
people
with
were defending him.
yeah, people were defending
But they
him.
were still
But guess
afraid.
what?
Yeah.
People were scared.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? I was reading an article where the guy said, "Yo, thank God that him dead."
Yeah.
You
But-
understand? Thank God that him dead. His whole own family was coming out saying to get the other guy that Perky Boy used to roll with, Ratty.
Yeah.
Ratty, right? When Ratty was there, Ratty terrified the whole community. Everybody
Right.
was scared. Nobody wanted to say anything against Ratty.
Right.
And even the family had to tell police, "Yo, come kill him."
Yeah.
When Ratty finally dead, everybody happy.
Okay, but here's a radical idea. Very radical idea.
Well,
So it's just being people.
well-
That goes back to what I was saying. People are afraid.
People afraid. But you, as I said, you have channels that you
Right,
can use. So
right.
you should use those channels.
Okay, but understand this. Listen, I get what you're saying.
Uh,
You still got to think on the
well,
flip
well,
side.
well,
There's these people educated to the point where they know these things.
All right,
We may know these things because we may be like we may do our research,
Well,
right? But everybody is not in a position
Hold
to
on,
do
let
the
me-
research
let
on
me-
these
all right,
things.
Let me make a point, right?
Yeah, and then let me
Let
make
me
my point.
right? Yeah, the government needs to educate the people on that. That's where the government job is, where they need to start educating. And that's why we say we need to talk about the education system.
Right.
Right? The education system, we need to touch on that because that needs some work. We need to educate the people then to know, hey, we need to we need to like report people when they commit crimes, right? And that goes back to all about critical thinking.
Right.
Right? However, right, it's not like you wake up one morning, right? And I want people to stop thinking this way. It's not like you wake up one morning and your community is in ruins. You have criminals that run back and forth to shoot off each other. It's not like that.
Right.
It started. It was a progression up to where it is right now. It's a
Right.
build up.
Right.
Right? So the people of these communities need to take back their communities.
Right.
If cause you have one bad man in that community, right? If everybody team together, work together as one, that's the thing with us Jamaicans. We need to learn how to work with each other.
Yeah, we like tear each other
You
down.
understand? So if we work with each other as one, we can take back the communities. Law-abiding citizens can take back the communities, right? And turn in these criminals.
Here's the radical idea that I'm saying.
If everybody come together as force, you think a criminal can kill everybody in the community?
Here's
Okay.
here's the radical idea that I'm saying. If these people, like I said, they're punks and they're not only
I
that they-
disagree with that.
No. Let me tell you why I said that, and I will stick to that. Why I said they're punks and they are enablers. Because here's it: if I live in a community, guarantee you, if I live in a community, right, and I know, say for example, Ratty live down the street and Ratty kill people left, right, and center every day. We hear say Ratty go on apps. And in the community, say most people are gonna know the facts because one person will tell another person to kind of circulate, and it gets to my ears. 90%. Think about this. 85% of Jamaican people are literate. They can read, they can write, they have internet, they have the phone, they have Google, they have all the information that they need
Like
at their fingertip.
critical thinking.
It right? No. But I'm just thinking as a law-abiding citizen, right? You 85% of Jamaicans are literate, 15% are illiterate, and most of that 15% are the older generation, right? Now here's what I say. You know how to go get a phone and go scam people, and get panic and call people America and set up and make this whole big thing,
Illusion.
right? To scam people. You cannot tell me that Jamaican people are so stupid. In my mind, you cannot tell me that because I know they're not, that are stupid, where you can get a burner phone, you can go out there and get something and call a police station or block your number. Forget about a burner phone. Block your number and say, sir, last night the killing they were going on, so Ratty. You know how many times that they do that and they tell, sir, Ratty do it and call the police and do that? You can't tell me that you have people like Sir P that's on the internet, that's open, you can inbox him. On the spot news media, my view, that has a platform that will put this information out that people can get on the phone and say, yo, yeah, or text or whatever, and this guy's who they are, and go right back in the house, and nobody know that they keep your mouth shut. Nobody know that you did that.
Well, you see, the thing is that Sir P do have his people, like the
He
PIA,
does,
the
he does,
PIA.
he does, right,
He
right,
talks, you
right,
understand?
he does.
He
But I'm
has-
saying he's just one guy,
But
and it takes way more than that to make it happen.
That's why I said it comes back to what culture and mindset.
Right.
The culture is this, right? Informer for dead, informer this.
That's foolishness.
That informer culture need to die out, bro.
That's foolish.
That thing needs to die out.
I don't
right?
think no law-abiding citizen can
and,
be an
and
informer.
the thing is that when people see something, they be like, shh.
Yeah.
No, say no, film business this, right?
Yeah.
But you
See, I'm blind here and there.
See, I'm blind here and there,
Yeah.
right? And when it comes to your doorstep,
Then not on your ball.
then that's when you ball. So
You
everybody
didn't see
help
the
me.
man shoot my brother. But what happened when he went shoot my brother? You didn't see it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So when it comes to your doorstep, that's when you want to take action. That's when you want to like, oh my God, crime is a big issue. But you are one of the person that's enabling, especially females.
Yes.
Especially females, they're enablers to it. Females that comes from some toxic communities in Jamaica. You understand? I would classify them as that.
Yeah.
They're enablers to it because you notice 95% of the time when you see those protests on TVJ,
It's the women. I just hear one the other evening. Women go, murderer! The police them out there, murderer! Murderer!
A woman.
Like, what?
They send out these women out, right? And then talk about how police thump them in the face and villainize the police. I know you have some bad police in Jamaica.
You have bad police everywhere.
Yeah, bad police in Jamaica, but I don't think all the police in Jamaica.
No,
bad,
I don't
right?
think so either.
They villainize the police when the police is not. The police is not the villain. The police is there to help them.
Right.
A lot of females, right? Everybody is more sympathetic to a female. Like,
Correct.
oh, so they send out the females them to protest, right? And the female them cry, oh my God, police thumped me in my face and this and that. And people look on it like, oh my God, the police is so bad. When in reality, it's not the police.
It's not,
So we need to stop creating this bad image of the police.
So you see the female in Jamaica, Jamaican women, there was a saying, I think one time, right? And I can say this as a Jamaican man. There was a saying, right? You used to have some Jamaican woman to say, if you don't beat me, you don't love me, right? Where if you have a woman and your woman, she would do things yeah, she would do things just so you can hit her to say you love her. And that woman say, the man love me after you finish beat her, right? Which is not love, which is the same kind of abuse. Because a lot of the females, you know, see, we point the finger at the lady, but all of these little girls are shell-shocked. They need therapy. A lot of these
Jamaica in a whole need therapy.
Yeah,
even the man them.
Yeah, even the man them. But a lot of the women them, they are abused to the extent where they need the same. Yet it's the same do them. What them defend all the criminals when them defend the same guys that want to defend will come in and punch her in her eye or punch her in her mouth, and that same guy she'll get up 10 seconds later and go out and defend this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also,
but that's because so what happened is with those women, right, that you see going out there and screaming and carrying on, right, because they are I forgot the syndrome that they have where when your kidnapper take you and then you becomes like in love with the kidnapper. I forgot what it's called, but that's what's happening with a lot of these females. And so they get up and they go out there and they're the easiest one to go, because see, if the man them go out there, you know, with the police them out there and scream and cry, the police grab him and throw him in her back and gone with him. But with the woman, she have a chance of getting, and that's why they use her.
In Jamaica, right, we have a lot of waste man in Jamaica. That's how we call them, a lot of waste man.
Yeah.
Because you have these females that's going out doing protests. You're not seeing men taking
Oh, they're
charge.
doing it, yeah.
Men taking charge and saying,
Being there with them.
we're taking back our nation.
Right.
Right?
The men need to step up in Jamaica.
Men need to be more advocate. For example, owning a firearm.
Yeah.
Right? Men needs to be advocate for that.
Yeah.
but you see overall, right? With the issues that's actually going on in terms of the killing and so on, the murder rate and whatever, right? Overall, I think that these guys, the men of Jamaica. And I don't want to say guys. I don't want to call them murderers. I don't want to call them rapists. I don't want to call them none of that things. None of those names that usually you see some of the artists doing the song or some people that talking about these men in Jamaica that's actually in these places where they don't even understand where they are.
Right.
Right. So what I really want to say is that, it have a lot to do with how you've been raised and your community and the information that has actually been given to you. So in the school, I feel like it start with the school system.
True.
It start with education.
No, it start at the home.
Stop at the
It
home.
start, no,
home.
no, no. Listen, you have to
yeah.
understand this. You have to understand this. We have to be honest, right? In the home, there's certain things that has been said and done, but you got to remember when you go to school, your friends are there. So my thing is that if even if at home, right, is certain things happening, at school, it's certain things that has been said to you and shown to you in a different light. So even if hold on, even if you're blindsided by what your parents said, at some point in your life, even if the school, it gives you a better chance because now the school is saying this, you have some type of foundation because we
Yeah.
can't depend on the home. Even why we can't depend on the home? Why I'm saying that? Most of the issues is happening in the ghetto,
Right.
right? So you cannot depend on the home situation. So the school system has to provide a way to help these kids, especially having what you call it,
Guidance counselors.
guidance counselors.
Yeah, yeah.
What you call these people that actually go to the home or so on.
Like DIFUS people.
DIFUS people.
Right,
That's
right.
what we call it in America.
Yeah.
Going to make sure that things are fine. Talking to these kids, people in school recognizing when a kid is actually depressed or a kid is actually being feeling suicided. So my thing is, a lot of times people want to use these things, like you just said. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Right.
A lot of times we want to use this thing. Oh, the teachers start from home. It doesn't. It doesn't. Yes, it does in a certain way if you're living in a certain community. But if you're living in another different community, if your mother and your father thinking the same way,
hold on.
it doesn't help at all.
let me-
I'm have something to say, right? So yeah, I agree with you, right? That's for people that don't have a strong foundation,
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
But there was a statistics, and we're gonna talk about this in a upcoming video about the role of a father in the house in Jamaica, and there's a statistics where they say 46% of women in Jamaica are heads of household.
Right.
The men is not there in the house.
Right.
And men play such a role.
So
a
you have
strong role.
we have a minute and a half to wrap it up.
I wanna
Yeah,
make
but,
my point
I
before
want
you
to make my
go.
point,
Yeah.
but men play such a strong role in the house, right? And a guidance counselor can teach a boy, a male, because most of the crimes that's being committed in
It's by
Jamaica
male,
is by
right,
male, right? It can't teach a male certain things that a father can, right? So it starts from the home.
Yeah.
But you understand, it does start from the home. But what you said will go hand in hand with it with people
Right.
who doesn't have that structure. We need to look into bringing more fathers back home.
And now let me tell you something.
And we
yes.
need to get rid of this breeder culture that comes from slavery.
Look,
You understand? We
but-
talk
no,
about
no,
that.
but
We
let me
talk
make-
about
let me
that.
make- make this point.
Hold on. Remember this, right? Remember, I'm
Yeah.
speaking from a place where we cannot. We're speaking from the ghetto.
Yeah.
We cannot depend on the home to do this. So if our community and the government don't understand that, and that's not what the plan is in the community, then go ahead, Dave.
No. So
Go ahead.
let
Go
me
make a point.
let me make my point. Let me tell
Go
you
ahead.
something. Here's why I say it's from the home, whether ghetto or not. I grew up in Jamaica and know ghettos, and I have friends that live in what you call the garrisons or whatever, right? They had fathers that were, even though they were in the garrisons or whatever, the father, even if the father was a bad man or the father did certain things, the father look at him and say, you have to go to school. And there was Mr. Brown down the street, and there's this other person over there say, you have to go to school. Yeah, boy, we are doing this, so go to school, get an education. You have to do, you can't be one. There was those people when I was growing up. Let me tell you something. In me personally, I tell people this all the time. I was never afraid of the police. I was never afraid of my teacher at school, my guidance counselor. There was nobody on this earth I was more afraid of than my father. No, I look at my father, I'm like, this is the guy I was so fearful of. You know, like I look at him like, I wasn't afraid of nobody as I was.
Yeah.
When my father opened his mouth, everybody in my house quiver. When him open his
I'll
mouth.
tell you- I'll
You
tell you
understand?
something.
And that made me, when I look at the fact that, okay, if I do this, even if the police can't get me, and it's so funny, but I may have to deal with pops. What him
At the
gonna
end,
bring?
We are,
You understand?
bro, but
Yeah, yeah.
listen. We get that. I get that. Understand this. If your father wasn't there to make change, remember you're talking about a different time of your father understanding, and most dad at that time
Right.
wasn't really in school, so they understood that if I didn't get to go to school, I'm gonna go do whatever it takes to make sure that you get an education.
Right.
Remember, we're talking about a different time.
Right.
Now you have people in these ghettos that is just talking about the gun based off
Right.
social media, music, whatever it may be.
Right.
So we have to find a different way, a backup plan, and not depend
I
on just
understand.
the home.
No.
So that's all I'm saying.
I understand.
I
that,
understand
but
what you're saying.
I understand what you're saying. Like it's a backup plan.
A backup
Yeah,
plan.
but what me I said
because
too,
remember this.
no,
Let me make this point real quick.
yeah.
Remember this. A lot of times your father may teach you, "Hey, go to school. What you doing here?" But he never take the time to show you that emotion and that love.
That's what I got from mommy.
You understand? No, but listen to this. You got to think about this. Because that's where men or Caribbean men or a lot of men lack because they don't want to show the emotions. They don't because a big part of communication is removing that guard and understanding that, listen, I could communicate. I could talk without cursing at you.
Right.
Yeah.
I could communicate to you without saying the F word.
Right.
Or without crying.
Right.
And I could get my point across. And if we all can talk and communicate, I feel that's where I'm trying to that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying with the backup plan. Yeah, yeah. But I believe that we need to start looking into bringing more fathers home.
Yeah.
Because the father, the backup plan. If the father not did it, the school will pick it up, right, and actually change that person's life. You understand?
And you see a lot of the bad man them where you don't understand with a lot of bad man, with a lot of bad man you have, the reason why they so easily trigger because their emotion.
But that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
And why?
That's my point.
Because it's mommy who grew him. My mommy used to pet and powder. Because my mother, if my mother grew me,
Okay, guys,
without my dad,
we got to wrap it up.
One more thing. One last thing. I get to one subject where we are talking about emotional intelligence and. Old man, then go on like them a bad man.
Yeah, but
more, underneath them more like a woman.
Yeah, no, that's why they behave the way they behave. Most of the bad man, that's why they behave the way they behave because the emotions come out.
I'll leave it there. You understand?
Anyway,
you're going like you're a bad man, but you behave like a woman.
All right,
nothing wrong with behaving like a woman.
No. You're a bad man. No, listen.
I understand.
You're a bad man,
Yeah.
But when you're not putting on that front,
Because
you act like a girl.
You're not. It's basically using the wrong tool for the wrong job.
Yeah. Listen, people, this is a great topic, and we're
well,
gonna
that's a funny
reverse
one,
back
don't
to this again because it's something that can end at this point. And let me tell you something, man. We're getting into some deep talk. This is Let's Talk on Livewire Radio 95.7 FM. Thank you that's listening over the ear 95.7 FM. For those who want to listen to us online, it's livewireradio.com or livewire.com. And of course, it's going to be posted on the YouTube channel. You could get on there and listen to it. Also, you have to look out for Shawnee B's website where he's teaching young kids all over the world, but including in Jamaica, how to write programs, how to create websites. He's a software engineer, so working on helping people through YouTube to understand that. Of course, we have the J-Star coming up this Sunday. For those of you who are in Newark, New Jersey area, you got to come to J-Star spot, chopping it up downtown Newark. And you can link us up in the link or in the inbox and ask us for which days J-Star has his thing going on, and you guys can come through and enjoy it. So I want to big up all of that, and of course our friendly friend over there, the restaurant over in was it
Spice and Things. A quick shout out to Spice and Things. And Spice and Things is one of the local restaurants around East Orange area, and they really have some good food over there, some good Caribbean food. And if you're talking about some food that you can sit down and eat and feel like, yo, mommy cooked this at home. You know what I mean? That's the way the food tastes. You know what I mean? Even they have some local drinks in there too, and it's located in East Orange, New Jersey, on Main Street. And you could check the spot out. It's one of the spot that I really like and I really highly recommend. Yeah. And guys, continue to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and just leave the comment. Let us know what you think, or your opinion, what you feel, and even like some of the topics that you guys would like us to address. We can address them and give our opinion and keep this thing going. It's not really just about us. It's about changing our culture and changing views on our young men that is coming up, our future, not just what is going on now, but our future to change things and change our way of thinking and so on. So thank you guys.